Welcome to Soul Story Time. Today, I am excited to share a book with you called I Am Native. This book is written by storyteller and dancer Violet Duncan, who is Plains Cree and Taino of the Cohiwin Cree Nation. The best part about this book is that you can see a glimpse into her life as a multi-generational Native family and the importance of passing down traditions. I look forward to sharing this book with you all today. Now let's get ready for story time. I am Native. It's the whole family. Dedicated to young warriors, the future belongs to you. Be proud of who you are. I am Native. I am a dancer. I dance the jingle dress dance. My mom braids my hair in two braids. I dance to bring healing and happiness to the powwow with my family. And the hummingbird says, in Native cultures, boys grow their hair long. It is a sign of a warrior. They have beautiful jingle dresses. I am a native. I am a dancer. I dance in ballet class. My mom wraps my hair in a tight bun. In my dance class, I practice different ballet positions in my tutu. Look at the tutu. I am native. I am an athlete. I practice hoop dancing every week. My dad teaches me new designs to create with my hoops. And the hummingbird says, hoop dancing is a form of storytelling and is also called the circle of life dance. I am native. I am an athlete. I practice basketball twice a week at the gym. My friends and I have fun playing on our new team. They do look like they're having fun there and there. I am native. I am a chef. I am cooking with my great grandmother in the bush. We are making bannock. Kukum means grandmother in Cree. Japan means great grandmother in Cree. That is what hummingbird says. I am native. I am a chef. I am cooking with my grandmother at home. We are making a cake for my sister. I'm sure her sister will love it. I am native. I am an artist. I love beading pieces for my family. I bead different colors and designs together to tell a story. And the hummingbird says many native nations adorn their regalia with porcupine quills, elk teeth, shells, and beads. I am native. I am an artist. I love painting pictures for my family. I mix different paint colors together to create a beautiful picture. Art is beautiful. I am native. I am a musician. My father is teaching me to play the Native American flute. Today I am learning a new song called Zuni Sunrise. The Apache Nation make their flutes from river cane. They call them kasul, or singing arrows, says the hummingbird. I am native. I am a musician. I am learning to play the guitar. My uncle is teaching me to play the guitar. This afternoon, I am learning how to strum different chords. Playing instruments is fun. I am native. I am a rider. I ride my horse with my grandfather. I show our horse I have respect for him by petting him gently before we ride him. I feel free when I'm riding on my horse. And the hummingbird says many native nations honor the horse. I am native. I am a rider. I am learning to ride my bike without training wheels. I am being taught by my grandfather. I feel free when I ride my bike. I am native. I am a little sister. I play with my baby doll. I carry her in the cradle board like mommy. I love being a mommy to my baby doll. And Hummingbird says, babies always feel safe and secure in the cradle board. I am native. I am a little sister. I play with my baby doll. I push her in the stroller. I love being mommy to my baby doll. Their dolls are so cute. I am native. I go camping. I help my dad set up our teepee. We carefully raise the teepee poles, then pull the canvas up and around the teepee. On cold nights, it stays nice and warm inside. The hummingbird says teepees are traditionally made from buffalo skins. They were the homes of the nomadic Great Plains tribes. I am native. I go camping. I gather sticks for the fire while my mom and dad put up the tent. When the tent is up, we make a fire and roast marshmallows. Well, that sounds fun. I am native. I am a singer. My grandparents teach me songs using the drum. The songs tell the history of our people. And the hummingbird says the drumbeat is called the heartbeat of Mother Earth. They're all singing as a family. I am native. I am a singer. I sing in the choir at my school. I love to sing with all of my friends. We are practicing for tonight's school performance. I am native. I am a teacher. I teach my grandchildren about our homeland. I love sharing our history together. My grandchildren share the best stories with me. I'm sure they do. Kids are very, very interesting, especially with the stories they like to share. And the hummingbird says, for a century, it was illegal in the United States for Native people to practice their traditions, like storytelling. Luckily, that's changed. I am Native. I am a teacher. I teach at a school in town. I love teaching and learning new things every day. My favorite part of being a teacher is seeing how bright and creative my students can be. It says, knowledge is power. I am Native. This is my family. I love my family. The hummingbird says they are wearing their regalia. They are not costumes. I am Native. This is my family. I love my family. Thank you very much for reading this book with me today. This is Violet Duncan, the author of this book, and she has other books that you can find on her website. And this is her husband, Tony Duncan, who is a well-renowned hoop dancer, world champion hoop dancer, in fact, and a flute player. The end. Welcome to Soul Story Time. Today we're going to be reading a book called Buffalo Wild. This book is written by Deidre Havrelock, who is of the Saddle Lake Cree Nation, and illustrated by Azby Whitecalf, who is Plains Cree. I look forward to reading this book with you all today. Now let's get ready for story time. Buffalo Wild. Buffalo had always been part of Declan's life. When he was born, on each of his birthdays, and on sleepover nights. Buffalo belonged to the Creator. There's a buffalo mural when he was born, a toy buffalo, and buffalo in a book. But Kokum, said Declan one evening, where are all the buffalo? She said, a long time ago, our friends the buffalo once made this land their home, said Kokum. We roamed wild and free together, healthy and strong, but now those buffalo live in the sky. Our world will tremble one. Our world will tremble when those buffalo finally draw near, ready to come home. Wow, said Declan. That night, Kokum's mysterious words followed Declan to bed. I wish those buffalo would draw near and come home, said Declan. We belong together. Outside, the streetlights trembled. Inside, Declan's ceiling began to vibrate. Could it be? Across from Kokum's home, the prairie park stood empty. But in the sky, wonder what's happening in the sky. Yes, the buffalo were there, stampeding across a shimmering field that lay next to the moon, heading for home. Except A gate of stars held them back. Declan's heart sank. The buffalo couldn't come home. Not unless... unless what? Grabbing his lacrosse stick and 3 of his buffalo sculptures, Declan headed outside. He eyed that starry but sturdy gate and shot a buffalo into the night. He shot again and again. Then, bullseye! The gate swung open. Good job, Declan. Millions of buffalo were freed. Yes, yes, come home, come, shouted Declan, going absolutely buffalo wild. The whole world trembled. Buffalo filled up the park, overflowing into the yards nearby. Wild, wonderful beasts stormed the lawns, trampling the hedges, including Kokum's neatly trimmed topiary. Wow. And Kokum is still sleeping. Wild, wonderful beasts stormed the gardens, mashing the flowers, including Kokum's prized chocolate sunflowers. Wild, wonderful beasts stormed the patios, shattering the gnomes, including Kokum's favorite lung sculpture. Oh, man. This land must have been less crowded a long time ago, said Declan. I'll have to send them back. So Declan pounded his feet. Stern words shot from his mouth. Time out! Go to your room! But buffalo don't like to be badgered by boys. Powerful beasts pushed toward Declan, destroying the fences and sheds, including Kokum's handcrafted yoga gazebo. Help! Cried Declan. But Kokum didn't hear. Just then, Declan remembered Kokum's words. Buffalo belonged to the Creator. Creator, called Declan. Your buffalo are wild, and I want them to stay. But it's buffalo wild down here. Buffalo wild in the wildest way. He's not wrong. Up in the sky, a star twinkled just right. The buffalo understood. Millions of heavy hooved beasts stormed the heavens, jolting Kokum from bed. The buffalo disappeared across the shimmering field that lay next to the moon. Without the buffalo, the prairie didn't seem nearly as wild. Declan, called Kokum, look, the buffalo have come home to us. Creator had let a few buffaloes stay behind. And of course, Declan went wild. There's a buffalo there, a buffalo there, a buffalo there. How many buffalo do you think there are? A lot. The end. That was a very fun book. Thank you so much for reading it with me today. Please like and subscribe so you know when I'm going to read my next story. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Welcome to Solo Storytime. Today we're going to be reading a book called Jingle Dancer by Cynthia Leitich Smith, illustrated by Cornelius Van Wright and Ying-Hwa. I look forward to reading this book with you. Now let's get ready for story time. Jingle Dancer. Tink, 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 sang cone-shaped jingles sewn to Grandma Wolf's dress. Every Grandma bounce step brought clattering tinks as light blurred silver against jingles of tin. Jenny daydreamed at the kitchen table, tasting honey on fry bread, her heart beating to the of the powwow drum. As Moon kissed Sun goodnight, Jenna shifted her head on Grandma Wolf's shoulder. I want to jingle dance too. Next powwow, you could dance girls, Grandma Wolf answered, but we don't have enough time to mail order tins for rolling jingles. Again and again, Jenna watched a video of Grandma Wolf jingle dancing. When Grandma Bounce stepped on TV, Jenna Bounce stepped on family room carpet. But Jenna's dress would not be able to sing. It needed 4 rows of jingles. As sun fetched morning, Jenna danced east to Great Aunt Sis's porch. Jenna's bounce steps crunched autumn leaves, but her steps didn't jingle. Once again, Great Aunt Sis told Jenna a Muskogee Cree story about Bat. Although other animals had said he was too small to make a difference, Bat won a ball game by flying high and catching a ball in his teeth. Rising sunlight reached through a window pane and flashed against, what was it? Hanging in Aunt Sis's bedroom. Jingles on a dress too long quiet. May I borrow enough jingles to make a row? Jenna asked, not wanting to take so many that Aunt Sis's dress would lose its voice. You may, Aunt Sis answered, rubbing her calves. My legs don't work so good anymore. Will you dance for me? I will, said Jenna with a kiss on Aunt Sis's cheek. Now Jenna's dress needed 3 more rows. As Sun arrived at mid-circle, Jenna skipped south to Mrs. Scott's brand new duplex. At Jenna's side, jingles clinked. Mrs. Scott led Jenna into the kitchen. Once again, Jenna rolled dough, and Mrs. Scott fried it. May I borrow enough jingles to make a row? Jenna asked, not wanting to take so many that Mrs. Scott's dress would lose its voice. You may, Mrs. Scott answered, tossing flour with her apron. At powwow, I'll be busy selling fry bread and Indian tacos. Will you dance for me? I will, said Jenna with a high five. Now Jenna's dress needed 2 more rows. That fry bread looks good, huh? With some honey. As Sun caught a glimpse of Moon, Jenna strolled west to Cousin Elizabeth's apartment. At Jenna's side, jingles clanked. Elizabeth had arrived home late from the law firm. Once again, Jenna helped Elizabeth carry in her files. May I borrow enough jingles to make a row? Jenna asked, not wanting to take so many that Elizabeth's dress would lose its voice. You may, Elizabeth answered, burrowing through her messy closet for her jingle dress. This weekend I'm working on a big case and can't go to powwow. Will you dance for me? I will, said Jenna, clasping her cousin's hands. Ooh, that's 3 down, 1 more to go. Now Jenna's dance needed 1 more row of jingles, but she didn't know which way to turn. As Moon glowed pale, Jenna shuffled north to Grandma Wolf's. At Jenna's side, Jingle sat silent. High above, clouds wavered like worried ghosts. When Jenna tugged open the door, Jingle sang, tink, 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 tink. Grandma Wolf was jingle dancing on TV. Jenna breathed in every move of a powwow song. Her heart beat brum, 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 brum to the pounding of the drum. On a family room carpet, beaded moccasins waited for Jenna's feet. She shucked off a sneaker and slipped on a moccasin that long before had danced with Grandma Wolf. Jenna knew where to find her 4th row. May I borrow enough jingles to make a row? Jenna asked, not wanting to take so many that Grandma Wolf's dress would lose its voice. You may, Grandma said with a hug. Now Jenna's dress could sing. Every night that week, Jenna helped Grandma Wolf sew on jingles and bring together the dance regalia. Every night, Jenna practiced her bounce steps. Brum, 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 sounded the drum at the powwow the next weekend as light blurred silver. Jenna Jingles danced for Great Aunt Sis, whose legs ached. for Mrs. Scott, who sold fry bread, for Elizabeth, who worked her big case, and for Grandma Wolf, who warmed like sun. Tink, 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 tink. She danced. Thank you for reading Jingle Dancer with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe so you don't miss any future stories. Bye. Welcome to Soul Story Time. Today we're going to be reading an amazing book called Winter's Gifts. This book is written by author Kaitlin B. Curtice, who is a member of the Potawatomi Nation, and illustrated by Gloria Félix, who is an artist from Mexico. I look forward to reading this book with you all today. Now let's get ready for story time. Winter's Gifts, an Indigenous celebration of nature. This story is about a girl named Donnie. Donnie is a Potawatomi word used to describe affection toward a beloved or special daughter. So Donnie represents not just the special love we share with our human families, but also our special status as a beloved children of Creator and of Earth, who is made by Creator to be our mother. I hope you enjoy getting to know Donnie in these pages. That is a message from Kaitlin, the author of this book. Donnie touches a frost-covered branch on the oak tree in her yard. She shivers. Winter, or Bobon, is coming in a few days. Her family will light a fire or shkode and think about the darkest night of the year. Many of her friends are afraid of the dark, but not Donnie. The dark feels like a hug, and winter is a time for cozy hugs. The dark of winter reminds us to rest. Even the bears rest in the winter. Inside, the wood stove glows. Donnie cuddles up next to her brother Bo and their dog Sam. She thinks about hugs and good dogs and what it means to wait. The next day, there is more snow on the ground. After school, Donnie comes home and makes snowballs to throw at her brother. By dinner time, it is already dark. How long does the darkness last? Donnie asks her parents. Her dad answers, the dark will be here for a while, but when the sun's birthday, the winter solstice comes, the days slowly get longer again. That is one of winter's gifts. Donnie thinks about the gifts of winter. They are different from the gifts that come during the holidays. Winter's gifts are telling stories and waiting. Another gift of winter is resting, like the bears. After we rest for a while, the sun brings back the grass, the flowers, and the leaves on the trees. Donnie remembers that Creator made the sun, or Geesis, to be our grandfather, and the moon, or Geesis, to be our grandmother. They work together like partners to help us understand Earth and the seasons. Donnie knows that Earth is very special. Creator gave her to us to be our mother and provide us with the things we need to live. On the first day of winter, Donnie wakes up excited. At school, Donnie and her classmates study the moon's phases. Donnie loves Grandmother Moon and is grateful for Creator's gifts of darkness and light. That evening, Donnie and her family light candles to honor the beginning of winter, the sun's birthday. They eat lots of food and talk about why they love Mother Earth or Segmikwe and Creator so much. They also talk about their ancestors who celebrated the changing seasons. The next day at school, Donnie tells her friends about her winter celebration. They laugh and say that it's strange to celebrate the earth. Donnie tells them about the gifts of rest and waiting. They say, the earth doesn't give us gifts. Donnie walks away confused. Oh. At home, Donnie sits beneath her favorite oak tree where she built a fort. She talks to the trees and touches the snow. She thanks them for their gifts and hopes that one day her friends will understand. I hope they do too. That night, Donnie tells her parents how sad she is that her friends don't believe in Mother Earth's gifts. Her mom says, sometimes we forget that we are all friends with Earth and every living creature. The winter teaches us to rest, to remember, and to be thankful. Your thankfulness is your gift to Mother Earth, Donnie. That night, she dreams she is gathered with her friends in a big circle around a giant tree, linking arms and singing. As they sing, the animals come to join them. They sing to Grandfather Sun until he sets, and they sing as Grandmother Moon dances into the sky. The next morning, Donnie thanks Creator for the dream, whispering, Miigwech, Mama Gostan. She gets dressed and runs outside to her favorite oak tree. Leaves dance in the wind and snow falls off the branches onto her head. Donnie laughs. Her friends from school come and ask if she'd like to go sledding with them. Afterward, they come back to Donnie's house for hot cocoa. Donnie can't decide if she should show them her tree. Will they laugh? Then she remembers what her parents told her. She is proud to be friends with Mother Earth. That's right. Would you like to see my favorite tree? She asks them. Her friends follow her outside. How did you build this fort? They ask. This tree is amazing, they say. Donnie wonders if she should tell them about her dream. She is nervous, but she remembers what it felt like to sing with all her friends and the animals. She takes a deep breath. A few of her friends giggle and say they need to go home, but two of her friends ask to hear the song from the dream. Donnie closes her eyes and begins to sing. As she finishes her song, it begins to snow. They all run back inside for another cup of cocoa. Tell us about winter's gifts, Donnie's friends say. Donnie tells them about waiting for spring, about Grandfather Sun and Grandmother Moon, and about rest. Her friends smile. Donnie smiles too. Thank you so much for reading Winter's Gifts with me today. I look forward to reading more books with you all, so don't forget to like and subscribe so you know when I'm going to read my next story. Have a beautiful day. Welcome to Soul Story Time. Today we're going to be reading a book called The Moccasins. This book is written by Earl Einarson, who is a member of the Tunaxa First Nation in British Columbia, and illustrated by Julie Flett, who is Cree and Métis. I look forward to reading this book with you all today. Now let's get ready for story time. The Moccasins. When I was young, my foster brothers and I slept together in one room. My bed was on the far end. I always waited until I heard them sleeping before I would fall asleep. I felt warm and loved. My foster mother gave me moccasins to wear in the house. They were fine, soft shoes made of tanned hide with a beaded pattern on top. She told me my background was native and that it was a good thing to be. She told me to wear my moccasins proudly. The hide smelled good. like a cozy campfire. They made me feel warm and loved. I wore my moccasins every day. I put them on first thing in the morning. It did not take them off until I went to bed with my brothers. When it rained, I played marbles on the kitchen floor wearing my moccasins. Sometimes my foster mother would carry me to bed with my moccasins still on. I wore my moccasins so much that I started to wear them out. My foster mother got a needle and buckskin and sewed them back together. After a while, I grew and my moccasins did not fit me anymore. My foster mother said it was time to put them away. We put them in a box and packed them away. Later, I grew some more. I grew into a bigger boy and then into a man. I began my own family. The Creator blessed my family by bringing us a beautiful child. When my baby was born, my foster mother brought a gift. It was a box. Inside the box were my old moccasins. I took them out and held them. The smell of the soft hide reminded me of how they used to make me feel warm and loved. I placed them carefully on a shelf above my baby's crib. There's the box of moccasins. The box will stay on the shelf until my baby is big enough to fit those old moccasins. When I give him the moccasins, I will tell him of the love I had when I wore them. I will tell him how safe and loved I felt. I will tell him of how proud I am to be Native. When he puts those moccasins on, I know that he will feel proud too. Thank you for reading this beautiful story with me today. I look forward to reading more stories with you, so please like and subscribe so you know when I post the next story. Thank you so much and have a beautiful day. Welcome to Solo Story Time. Today we're going to be reading a book called Wow Pow Wow. This book is written by Brenda Child, who is Red Lake Ojibway, illustrated by Jonathan Thunder, who is also Red Lake Ojibway, and translated by Gordon Jourdain, who is Lac LaCroix First Nation. I look forward to reading this book with you all today. Now let's get ready for story time. Bow Wow Pow Wow. Bow Wow! Bow Wow! When Windy Girl saw a lively puppy barking at a painted turtle down by the lake, she knew she had found a dog that could make her laugh. Itchy Boy was a good dog, curious and brave, but never quiet. He barked at rabbits, he barked at raccoons, and he barked at porcupines. He even barked at mosquitoes. Itchy Boy always barked loudest when Uncle's green pickup rolled into the yard. When they went ice fishing, he barked at the fathead minnows Windy put on her line. Windy Girl and Itchy Boy knew that Uncle's pickup truck was the best place for stories. Windy especially liked to hear about the powwow. Sometimes Uncle remembered things from when he was a boy. There he is as a little boy. Uncle told Windy, a long time ago, right before the powwow, dancers went from house to house singing. They always sang the same song. We are like dogs, we are like dogs. People smiled and handed out gifts of food, maple sugar, candy, and beads. The story reminded the story reminded Windy of Itchy Boy. For Windy Girl and Itchy Boy, the best days of summer ended at the powwow. Windy ate popcorn and blueberry snow cones, listened to the singers, and watched the dancers. Itchy Boy and the other dogs roamed around the grounds. When a powwow is very good and people are happy to be together, singing and dancing, it sometimes lasts until late at night. Fortunately, all children and dogs love to fall asleep under the northern lights while listening to the steady heartbeat of a drum. One night, Wendy had a weird and wonderful dream about a special powwow. Wendy dreamed about the elders who taught her to offer tobacco, to express gratitude, and to dance for those unable to dance. She dreamed about the veterans in a grand entry, bearing flags and wounds from wars. She dreamed about a drum group visiting from out west. The drum group is made of cats. She dreamed about the traditional dancers dancing their style. She dreamed about the grass dancers treading the northern earth. She dreamed about the jingle dress dancers stepping softly to the ground. She dreamed about the fancy dancers twirling bodies of color. She dreamed of the tiny tots learning to move in tempo. She even dreamed about the powwow stands selling Indian fast food. Fry Bread Nation. That sounds good. Bow wow! Bow wow! Itchy Boy's bark and the powwow announcer's voice stirred Wendy awake. Last dance tonight, folks. Everyone come out into the arena. Everyone is dancing. That night, Wendy Girl understood the powwow is always in motion, part old and part new, glittering and plain, but still wonderful, almost like a dream. The end. The best days of summer end at the powwow. Windy Girl takes the revelry one step further into a dream world where the dancers and singers are dogs. That was a fun story. Thank you so much for reading Bow Wow, Pow Wow with me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you know when I'm going to read my next story. Have a wonderful day.